Grab your tea, have a seat, and sip on this. Today's lesson is for you dirty, crusty, dusty ass. I'm sorry. Let me contain myself. Today's lesson 110, is about honoring our spiritual hygiene. And it's inspired by, y'all being stank. Not just in the physical, but internally. And it's oozing out of your pores. Gross. Today, we're going to discuss what exactly is spiritual hygiene. Second, we're going to discuss the difference between your physical hygiene and your spiritual hygiene. And third of all, we're going to discuss how you can maintain and honor your spiritual hygiene. All right? Sit back. This is going to get good. First of all, spiritual hygiene is defined as the practice of maintaining the health and the cleanliness of our spiritual and energetic body. It is also a way to purify the mind so that we can create more of a harmonious environment. You feel me? In order to do that, we have to understand what the spiritual hygiene really is, what that looks like. We know how to cleanse our bodies. We know what physical hygiene is, which brings me to my next point. Your physical hygiene, which a lot of you need to practice some of those things too, is like washing up under those arms, but don't forget the legs and the feet, especially the feet, okay? It's also brushing those teeth, flossing, getting up in there. Don't forget the very back molars, okay? Clean behind the ears, not just inside, around, really get in there. Not just the surface things though, and that's what brings us to the spiritual hygiene part. So your physical hygiene obviously focuses on your outer layer, the physical appearance, what we look like, what we smell like, your scent. Our spiritual hygiene, however, focuses on that internal work, our minds, our spirit, and honestly it reflects our physical hygiene as well. So if you're not right within, you're not going to be right externally. It's just a fact, Jack. The spiritual hygiene also focuses on really shedding and letting go of what you may have been taught, what you may have been told, things that don't necessarily work for you and your spirit. That goes to those of us who have seen a therapist or sought professional help. They often tell you that you have to do the work to unlearn the things that you've learned. I say that to say that's a part of the spiritual hygiene, like really taking the time to let go of things that no longer serve you. I said this before in past tips, but I'm gonna say it again. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Shed it. Sometimes you have to physically let it go. I do this a lot in like yoga and like some of my physical practices, but it's just really important to reiterate that. Now you may wonder, how do I practice and honor my spiritual hygiene? Well, I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks. For one, slow down when you feel called to. Sometimes your body is like, you have to sit down, you have to rest. We can't do it anymore. That's your spirit telling you that it's time to tap in with self. Another spiritual practice is to physically cleanse your home, cleanse your altar, cleanse all of your sacred spaces often. Like, I clean my house once a week, but every day I'm doing something to like clean. Whether that's like tidying up, whatever it is, but I probably deep clean my house like at least once a week. And if it goes too far, it's like maybe 2 weeks. You gotta cleanse your space, okay? There's a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of shoes. Hopefully y'all take your shoes off at the door. In my house, that's what you do, but to each his own. But there's a lot of things that we track when we are out and about in the world. This episode was also inspired by somebody who literally put his entire hand in my head last weekend when I decided to go out in the world. And I had to physically wash my hair because, as we all know, our head is one of the most sensitive places on our bodies. And for me, I don't know where his dusty, crusty hand has been. Okay, so I immediately had to let that go. And all of the things that he came with, I didn't want to drag that into my space. So I washed my head. Okay, so it takes cleansing your space when you are welcoming people and energies and things that you brought from the outside world into your home. So important. Next, you gotta fill up your cup. I don't know what that looks like for you, but for me, that's like, I gotta sit with myself in some solitude. I have to meditate. I have to talk to God, pray, like, and really see what is it that Chelsea needs. Yoga, meditation, sit with yourself in solitude, and pour into yourself. Dance, get a little movement going in your body, whether that's yoga, that's running, that's working out, but like all those things are like filling your own cup. Fill your cup with nutritious foods and beverages that provide the nutrients and the sustenance that you need, right? Practice journaling. I love writing. I'm almost done with my 2024 book. Shout out Nike. Practice deep belly breathing. Let it go. That is a really great way of tapping in with yourself and maintaining and honoring your spiritual hygiene. Another thing to take note of is be conscious of what and how you consume all things, from food, TV, film, music, people, places, all of it. Be conscious of how you're consuming things, and how much and why, because that also will affect your spiritual hygiene. It's like super vital that you're conscious of how we consume all things. Like, what does that look like? How much is too much? Why? What is your intention with eating? What is your intention with what you're watching? Because you become the things that you consume. You become the things that you consume. Listening to all that trap shit all the time. It goes back to being a product of your environment. You gotta shift your environment in order to welcome things that align with where you wanna go. And if you wanna stay in the trap, that's your business. I've had some fun times in the trap. I have aspirations and dreams of other things and other places and other sights and wonders of the world, and I have to make sure that my environment is peaceful and aligns with the things that I need. If I'm consciously creating entertainment that is to heal and to allow us to reflect, then I need to be consuming things that do the same. You know, I need to align myself with things, people, places, cinema that does the same. Okay. If there are other things that you all do to maintain and honor your spiritual hygiene, please comment below. I would love to learn. As much as I would like to teach, I would love to also learn and continue being a student, because I do not know everything. So that's it. That's all. Comment once you learn something and if you want to teach something. I'll see y'all next Thursday. Stay clean.